Sure, North Korea.
So we've all seen the statement that Jen put out, or that you put out under Jen's name yesterday. Do you have, well, a couple things. One, for the record, does former Ambassador Donald Gregg's apparent visit to North Korea, is it at the behest of, or does he in any way represent the United States government?
No. It's a private delegation, did not travel on behalf of the United States government.
Okay, and so he's not making any representations for you while
Correct.
he's there? Okay.
He is not.
Second, do you have any understanding of why the North rescinded the invitation to Ambassador King?
Not to my knowledge. They've obviously done this before. So I don't have more details about why that offer was rescinded.
Well, the statement, Jen's statement from yesterday made mention of the military exercises and how did they tell you that that was the reason?
So not to my knowledge. I'm happy to check with our
But-
team. We wanted
But that's
to
what
make,
you think?
Well, we wanted to make clear, in case there was any confusion anywhere, that the military exercises that were referenced are, again, regularly scheduled, transparent, not aimed, they're defense-oriented, I think is the term we used. I can check if there was more specific reason given. I think we just wanted to make that crystal clear if there was any confusion.
Linking the two things for several weeks. I mean, they've been trying to link everything, it seems like, to the...
Exactly, and I've sort of given up guessing about what the motivations of the North Korean regime are.
First, whether they did mention...
I can check on that, yes.
Okay, and whether they gave any reason whatsoever in rescinding the offer.
North Korea?
What about the P-55 riding to that area?
Sorry, I couldn't hear you because she was talking. You go first. One at a time. Go first, go ahead.
Okay.
Yeah.
What about the B-55 flying to the North Korean peninsula? Is that one of the reasons for rescind by North
Again,
Korea?
I don't have a lot of clarity, and I'm not sure anyone does, on why the offer was rescinded. I'm happy to check with our team. Yeah.
I think North Korea linkage is everything, in like a family reunion, North and South. Also, Kenneth Bae release. I don't think they can release anything about the North Korean authorities said at Germany and North Korea embassy. He said they're not going to release Kenneth Bae at all. So.
Well, our position on Kenneth Bae hasn't changed. He should be released immediately and returned to his family. We are concerned about his health, as you saw the statement over the weekend, particularly now that he's been transferred. And we will keep pushing for his release in any way we can.
The U.S. have any other options to take it pressure to North Korea for release Kenneth Bae? Do you have other options?
Well, I don't have additional details for the kind of diplomatic pressure efforts we've been putting forth. We've said repeatedly that this is a top priority for us, and we're going to pursue all avenues to have him released.
There have been previous examples of very, high-profile dignitaries traveling to North Korea to secure the releases of Americans held there. Is that being considered as an option in this case?
Well, for example, at the request of the Bae family, I think people are aware that Reverend Jesse Jackson, had offered to travel to Pyongyang on a humanitarian mission focused on Bae's release. We support the efforts, of course, of the family, but also of Reverend Jackson to bring Kenneth Bae home. So again, we want him to come home. The North Koreans should release him, and we stand ready to send our folks in, certainly, our folks, Ambassador King, if they reissue an offer.
Has State had contact with Jesse Jackson about this? Have there been any plans made in terms of a trip that he might make there? Or?
Well, we certainly support the efforts. I'm happy to check and see if we've had contact. I don't know the answer.
You've seen, I'm sure, the quotes attributed to Mr. Bae that were published in a Japanese newspaper, and I am told, but I have not myself seen, what has been described to me as video of an interview with him, I think in the presence of the protecting power. I'm not certain of that, though. Do you believe that the quotes, either in the video or in the newspaper, are bona fide and that they were uncoerced, as it were? Or are you suspicious of the circumstances under which he is quoted?
Well, we did note, and I think he included an apology, I believe, if I remember correctly. We noted the statements that he made. I'm happy to check and see about the coercion issue and if the protecting power was there. I'm just not entirely sure Again, we said last week is that the last visit that the protecting power had was February 7th, when we learned that he had in fact been transferred to the labor camp. I'm happy to check and see if there's more on that.
North Korea didn't say anything about why they not released the Kenneth Bae, reason why.
They haven't told me.
They didn't tell any officially thing through the channel.
I'm happy to check with our folks and see if we have more clarity on that. We've been very clear that there's no reason to keep him incarcerated. Yes. Anything else on this? Scott?
Given all these difficulties, how does the Secretary hope to advance the cause of Mr. Bae's release when he's in the region this week?
Well, as the note we put out about his visit to the region in Seoul, he will meet with senior government officials, reaffirm, of course, the strength of our alliance. Also, we'll meet in Beijing with some senior folks to talk about the relationship. Obviously, it's not a focus, right? It's not the primary focus of the trip. We have a broad range of issues to discuss. But anytime we go to the region, obviously, it's something that we're asked about, and it's a top priority for us. So if there's any other ways we can try to advance the cause of getting him released, we're happy to do so. But I think these meetings are really focused on bilateral issues, mostly, as far as I know.
Might one of those ways be speaking with the Chinese?
Of course, the Chinese enjoy a special relationship with the North Korean government that has proved helpful in pushing some of our mutual goals, right? Whether it's denuclearization of the peninsula, getting North Korea to stop taking provocative actions. Certainly, if there could be a role, again, I don't know that there is, but if there could be, I'm sure we'd be happy to have that conversation.
State Department considering asking Dennis Rodman to go and negotiate Mr. Bae's release?
Not that I have heard. And it's funny, I did a talk this weekend at my alumna for my university, and I got asked about Dennis Rodman. And they said, I bet you never get asked this. And I said, oh, believe me, I get asked about Dennis Rodman a lot, and I can assure you he's not there representing the U.S. government.
Why is the Secretary going to Japan on this trip?
We schedule sometimes permit certain places for certain reasons. Obviously, Japan is a key ally. I believe Deputy Secretary Burns was just there. No specific reason that I know of.